guys, this is Crafty Cat. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I just wanted to show you these cute little watercolor ornaments that I painted as Christmas gifts from my mom and dad. I bought these little ornaments on Amazon.ca and they have little pockets where you can insert your painting. And I thought this Meeden paper would be perfect. I thought it would be the perfect size, right? This little cold press water paper. Can you see that? 4 by 3 inches, right? So they just come loose inside here and they look like they'd be the right size. But unfortunately, the pockets are glued in such a way that this will not fit. It's too big. So for 2 of these, I cut them down so that they would fit. And then I thought, you know what? I don't want to waste this paper by cutting it. It's really nice paper. So 2 of these are made from the Meeden 100% paper. And the rest, I just cut up some of my Artistro, which I think is also a really nice watercolor paper. I bought this in a set of 3. And I used this for World Watercolor Month in 2024, one of them. And I have 2 more. And it's just a really nice paper. And I really like it. If you follow me for World Watercolor Month, you'll get an idea of, you know, all the things I did with it. One of my favorite was this little kitty cat. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is about this. So these little frames, let me just pick one up. They're from the Shitalu store. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. On Amazon.ca. And I will have an unboxing if it's not already out on the channel. There will be, because some of my unboxings might come out after the finished product just because I want my Christmas stuff to be out before Christmas, if I can, or at least between the week of Christmas and Boxing Day. Anyway, this painting I did from a tutorial by the talented Ellen Creamy Trent artist. That's her name on Facebook. And she has all kinds of mini tutorials. She used to do Mini Mondays. So anyway, this is watercolor painting tutorial Mini Monday Madness number 12. So this one and this one are from Alan's tutorials for mini watercolor tutorial. Wait, Mini Money Madness. I can't say it. Mini Monday Madness 12. And they're so cute. Now, my shadows came out darker, so my dark one is much moodier. Hers are way nicer than mine. But I've only been watercoloring for 2 years now. But she's a really great teacher. I loved her tutorials. They were a lot of fun to follow. So, and I'm really, really happy. And I don't mind that I put the paint too dark. Because first the paint was too light. Because watercolor, it dries really light. And I wanted dark, moody shadows to contrast. This is night and day. And I want like a contrast. So even in winter at night, like you do get dark shadows. So I thought that would be okay. But hers is much prettier. So go check out her tutorial. Anyway, so those 2 are from that tutorial. And this one is also from Ellen's tutorials. Ellen Creamy Trent, artist. And this one was titled Easy 5-Minute Watercolor Gifts for Christmas. And hers were square, so I did mine rectangular, so mine is a little bit new. She did 3 different ones, and I just chose this one because I wanted them to kind of go like a winter theme for the tree. And this was really fun to do, and I really love the way she teaches. I'm very happy with how this turned out. And again, I did my shadows too dark because the first time I did them, they were too light. So after I blow dried them, I went back and fixed them. So I'm sorry you're getting the glare from the light. Hang on, let me turn on my lamp. Does that help at all? I just had Alexa turn on the bedroom light. So anyway, these frames are so nice because it comes with either 2024 or 2025. I've got all the extras for 2025 left. I used all the 2024 because it is Christmas 2024. I would definitely buy these again. They're adorable. I just wish they were bigger so they would fit this. Like if you could just use this and slot it in here, it would be perfect. And all they had to do is not make such wide borders. Like, if they would have glued it closer to the edge, like even if they would have just glued right down here and right down here, it would be fine. But they put glue all the way around and then it won't fit. But yeah. But isn't that cute? So anyway, then I did this one on my own, following the methods I learned from Ellen's tutorials. So this is just like a simple design that I did on my own. I'm happy with how it turned out. You're getting you're getting the shadow from the bow. So I'll try to tilt it so you can see it better. So you're getting the big shadow from the bow. So this is cute. And then I saw Karen Rice had a Christmas tree card called How to Paint an Atmospheric Christmas Tree Card in Watercolor. So I did these two, but I didn't follow her tutorial. I just basically looked at the picture and I followed the techniques that I learned in the other one, in Alan's tutorial. It was really late and I was running out of time. I will go back and watch Karen's tutorial. I watched part of it and then I had to get these done because we're so close to Christmas. So I thought, you know what? I've learned how to do these. It's the same thing. I did this one on my own. This is basically the same. It's just different colors and like a different slope. So I believe this is the one that was Karen's tutorial. And then I just did the reverse image because I wanted one with snow and one without snow. Because I was using my Posca marker for snow. And my Posca marker suddenly threw out all kinds of ink everywhere. And I thought it would wreck it. But it didn't. There were some really big blotches that I had to kind of soak up. But it just adds to it. So I think that's really, really pretty. And I used the same techniques that I learned in these. But this, the original one, is an actual card size. It's not a mini. So if you go back and look at her tutorial, it's got a lot more detail and she has a moon here. But because mine is small, so I had to sew these on because I didn't know how else to attach them. I could have just attached them with the ribbon, but when I tried that, they were just kind of dangling up here. So I just used some thread and sewed them on. I think next time I might just glue gun them on. And this one. And I really like the purple and the pink in the sky. I think it's beautiful. I really like this muted effect for the background. And it's so cool. So anyway, you guys, if you're still here, thank you. I did a video showing me making these two. So if you want to see it, I can attach it here. And if you don't, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. But I hope you will stay and see what I did, because it's pretty fun. Okay, guys, so I'm using a mechanical pencil here, and I'm just drawing very simple little lines. I'm looking at Karen Rice's tutorial on YouTube just for the finished picture, basically. And I'm using my Artigra brushes. These are really, really nice brushes. And I'm showing you the size here, size 8. It's Artigra, not Artigra, and I'm putting my water up here. I'm just doing a voiceover here. So basically, I'm using Karen Rice's style of doing wet on wet. So I'm just adding some water to the sky area right here with my size 8 brush. These are beautiful brushes. They're my favorite brushes that I own. And I'm just mixing up some sky color, and I want it to be pink and purple. And I want this one on the left to be a more muted color than the one on the right. So I'm trying to do that because the one on the left will have snow added and the one on the right will not. So anyway, now I'm just trying to mix up both of my reds to make a pinky color to add to the purple, and I'm just going to try to go back and forth and get the colors I want. I did brighten this in editing to try to match the colors that were in here. Unfortunately, it looks a little bit different than it really does in real life. But to use it, just the original, it wasn't bright enough. It was like really gray looking. So I just tried to add some light in editing to make it so you could see it a little bit better. So now I'm just tapping in some trees because it's wet on wet. I'm going with a green and blue mix and just making lines basically. And the watercolor paper is doing the rest of the work by spreading it out to look like very muted background trees. And I learned that on Ellen Creamy Trent Artists YouTube page. She's got a really nice channel, and I was following her Monday Madness tutorials. So yeah, they have, let me just tell you exactly what they're called. It's called Watercolor Painting Tutorial Monday Madness number 12 was one of the ones that I looked at, and the other one was Easy 5-Minute Watercolor Gifts for Christmas. Those are both by Alan Creamy Tran Artist, and that's the technique I'm using, excuse me. But for right now, the painting that I'm looking at, I was by Karen Rice, How to Paint an Atmospheric Christmas Tree Card in Watercolor. Okay, so I'm moving on to the other card now. The one on the left is the one that Karen has on her YouTube page. And the one on the right, I'm just kind of doing like a mirror image of it because I want one with snow and one without snow. And the reason I'm doing two is I had two more little frames I need to fill for Christmas. I'm wanting to do 6 little frames as Christmas gifts for my parents. And you saw those at the beginning of this video. So this one I'm trying to make more bright and vibrant because this is going to be a clearer day with no snow. So other than that, it's going to be the same. And I thought it was really sweet, Karen Rice's tutorial. It was really sweet with the little footprints leading off into the snow. So this reminds me of the area where I used to go tobogganing where I was little. There's a very gentle, slopey hill, and we used to go tobogganing all the time. It's called Garson's Pond, and it's really beautiful. Anyway, because this is wet on wet and the page is still wet, I'm just going in now with some purple trees. I thought some purple trees would be fun. And I'm just making lines and I'm just adding some little tapping to the bottom to make the bottom wider than the top, and they're just forming trees all by themselves. This is such a cool technique. I really like it. It goes so fast. So now I'm going in with some green because I want some taller green trees. I don't want them all to be purple, although it would have looked cool if they were all purple. So I'm imagining this is sunset. The sun is setting, it's twilight, and it's dark and there's some shadows, and the trees kind of look purple. I like it. So yeah, that's all I'm doing is adding the green trees, and they're going to be very misty and muted once they dry. These are still wet, but I'm going to dry them with my blow dryer, which I will do off camera. You don't need to see that watching paint dry, right? So isn't that looking pretty? It's looking so pretty. I really love these colors. I think they're beautiful. All right, so now we have to do I want the close-up tree in the foreground of each picture. So we're going on the left, and this will be the snow-covered tree later on. And I'm just painting a tree I've mixed the two darker greens, but not the like mossy green. So anyway, I've just mixed two of the greens with some Payne's gray and some blue to get like a darker green color. And then I'm going to even darken it later by dabbing some darker colors in to the wet paint, and then they just kind of flow in and they make really nice colors. So I'm adding the side branches, but I'm also adding some front branches, and I'll go back and do that too because a tree is three-dimensional and the branches come out the front as well as the side. But if you want to see the real tutorial for this, please um, go check out Karen Rice and see her tutorial because she has a whole tutorial and she did it differently because she's doing a card and I'm just doing these little mini ones, and I'm using Alan Creamy Trent's technique here, and I really love it. So go please check out Ellen too. She's fantastic. So I'm really happy with how that tree is looking. I think it's really pretty. So now I want to do a tree on the other one. So these are dry, you guys. The background is dry. I did dry it off camera with my blow dryer. And I have sped this video up to number 2. So it's twice as fast as my actual painting. I don't paint this fast. I wish I did. So this tree I'm doing a little bit darker than the other tree because in my mind, it's later at night and like you can see the sky is darker. But yeah, I enjoy painting trees. I love trees. They're so cool. These kind of trees. I have a hard time doing the dead branch trees. I find those much harder than the evergreen trees. These ones you're just kind of dabbing away and making branches, and it's easy to add more. I find it anyway easier to do skinny branches. So I'm doing some lighter green at the bottom so I can go over with dark paint after and darken them. So I'll have some different colors in this tree. And because this is on a slope, I want the branches lower on one side than on the other side. And there we have it. There's our trees. All right, so now this is for some reason the hardest thing for me. I don't know why, is to add shadows. I'm always either too light-handed or heavy-handed, and I've already done 4 cards before these, and I was too light-handed with the shadows the first time, and then I had to go back 2 more times to make them darker, and I should have left them like part 2, and then they got dark. So this is way too dark, but I'm gonna lighten it up later with some water. And the other problem is I used too much purple for this one. But I will fix it up. Now I'm going with just clear water and a clean brush, and I'm trying to drag it down and kind of mute it out a little bit more. And these will dry lighter than what they appear when they're wet, so I'm trying to keep that in mind. I still don't have the shadows down though. I tend to either go way too light and they don't show, because if you paint them the way you want them to show up at the end, they won't work. So now I'm doing the little footsteps in the snow, heading off, and that one is done for now, but we're going to add snow to that one. And now I'm just doing the same thing on the other side. I'm adding shadows, but because I've had a little bit of practice, I'm doing better on this one. All in all, the one on the right, I think, comes out better than the one on the left because I've had the practice of doing the other one first. So I'm much happier with the shadows under this tree, and I'm just heading over to the footprints. Isn't that cool? I really like this one. I wish it wasn't so small. If it wasn't so small, I'd put a deer or a squirrel or even a bunny rabbit in there, but I can't draw that small. My eyes aren't good enough. These are teeny tiny. They're smaller than 3 inches by 2 inches because the frame they fit them in is 3 inches by 2 inches, and these are smaller so that they fit in the frame. So now I'm just trying to lighten that shadow again. I'm still not happy with it, but the shadow looks okay in the end because after it's dry, it does lighten up. And now I'm showing you my Posca pen, and oh my gosh, this Posca pen is a nightmare, as you will see. You have to, oh, and I'm showing you that I use Paul Rubens. I should have told you that at the beginning. I'm using my Paul Rubens paint set. I really love Paul Rubens. I think I have 4 or 5 of them now. So I'm just dotting some snow because I don't do well with splatter. I have never done well with splatter. I make a huge mess when I splatter and it never looks good. So I'm just trying to do random snow dots. But the problem is, as you'll see soon, big blobs of paint are coming out of this paint pen. And this Posca marker, oh my gosh. So I'm just trying to dab up the big blobs. I could have left some of them because when it's a wet snow, sometimes they do kind of clot together and they come down in like big blobs. I could have left it. But yeah, and now I'm adding some snow to the tree, and I'm sorry my hand is in the way, you guys. I know my hand is in the way a lot, but this is not a tutorial video. This is me following a tutorial video. So yeah, and I'm just adding some more snow here. And now I'm showing you how it looks. Snow, no snow. And we'll be coming back to the other things, so pretty soon I'll be talking. I'm just gonna remove the tape. And don't worry, I did let the Posca pen dry before I removed the tape. And there is my no snowing one. I'm very happy with it. I think it's super cute. It's all dry. And here is my snowy one. I mean, I know there's snow in both of them, but it's actually snowing in the one on the left. And there's snow covering the trees. And you can see my blotchy white spots where the Posca pen like exploded. I cut that out because it took me so long to clean it up. I just showed you a little bit. And here's the two of them together. I'm very happy with how they turned out. And that's it. All right, we're going to head back to the other part of the video now. See you later. So I do love the colors in these. I like how vibrant this one is, the night one. It's so different. I should have done another night one because I've got two pink ones, I've got two cabin ones, and I've got just two tree ones. But I should have done another night one because I do like that night look. It's very cool. But anyway, that is it. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All of those good things that help me as a channel. And most importantly of all, take care. Stay safe and happy crafting. Bye, guys.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!